All right, I'm back again to make a little follow-up to the video that I just shared about the healing sessions and the flow of how it goes when you work with me. And the reason why I wanted to make a second part is because there's a lot of mechanisms that go into it as to why it works and why it's able to help people in such a profound way. And the primary reason is this foundational concept of energy. Now, energy is one of those things that we all are naturally aware of. We're energetic beings. You can feel the energy of yourself. When you feel tired, you feel low. When you feel excited, you feel high and vibrant, right? If you walk into a room and the energy's not quite there, you're like, I don't know if I want to be here, right? You just intuitively know how energy feels to you, right? And so this is like the primary mechanism for everything in our life, right? So when we feel emotions come up, we become aware of them and we see them in our minds, in our hearts, and in an intangible way, and then we label them. We say, I feel sad, I feel this, right? So all of these mechanisms of energy help us to really understand that the universe is made of energy, right? Everything is energetic by nature. And it's really a powerful reframe to come back to this truth, because most of the time we're kind of functioning on a plane where we're not really thinking about the actual mechanisms of how energy work. And so when we work in session in a healing context, we're really coming back to this foundational idea of our reality as energetic, and we start to work with it tangibly and directly. And we do this through intention, right? And intention is when we direct our energy, our focus on something specific. Now that does something that's incredibly powerful and profound, because that's essentially what manifestation is. So manifestation is the focus of our energy such that it brings it into a tangible physical result. Now, it's really interesting and kind of wild, because the sessions that I do, they have just been so revolutionary for not only the people that I work with, but for me, because it shows us that miracles are possible, that we can change things based on how we think, based on how we focus our energy and what we truly desire to create in this world and in our lives. And so when you have this intention to say, I want to heal, I want to grow, I want to become my true self, and you go into a state of meditation and you start to actually look inside yourself, you're going to see how all of a sudden new information becomes available to you. You're going to start to see how old memories and old experiences that are meant to teach you something will be seen in a completely different way. It's going to shift everything in your life. And as an energy practitioner and healing facilitator, it's really my joy to guide people into this space of awareness and consciousness. And that's essentially the true nature of energy. Energy is conscious, it's intelligent, right? If you look at our ancient ancestors, the Qigong masters, those in the Eastern world, and also the indigenous elders and medicine people from all over the world, right? They were working with all of these different components, the energy of the plants, the consciousness of the earth, which is inherently what this body is made of. And it's also made of the elements, right? It's also made of prana and energy of the breath, and coming from ancient Indian mysticism and yoga, right? So there's just, it's very, very expansive, this concept of energy. But it really just shows how nothing is really set in stone. Nothing is fully solid. Again, looking at quantum physics, if you zoom in on anything, if you really look at yourself, your cells, the atoms that build up the cells, all of it is made of primarily empty space with these incredibly fast particles of energy moving around faster than we can comprehend, right? So this illusion of solidity really creates a lot of the belief systems we have around what it takes to heal, what it takes to change for the better. All of these we address in the healing sessions that I do. And we change a lot of those underlying belief systems that might be limiting us. And we really begin to incorporate new positive and beautiful belief systems that will support your energy in expanding, because healing is about expanding. When we're collapsed, when we're closed, when we feel heavy and sad or depressed, all of it's just energy holding us in a constricted form that really is not serving us anymore. So once we are open and willing to see that everything around us in the universe is completely open and available, then healing becomes possible and shifts can happen instantaneously. I've seen chronic illnesses and physical ailments disappear in the moment just because the person brought themselves into a connection with their true being and their true energy within themselves. And so that's the beautiful concept of energy that I want to instill as kind of the underlying current of the healing sessions that I do. I hope this is helpful in some way. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, because I get so excited when I can lend perspective to those who are interested in soul expansion and healing. So thank you so much. Have an amazing day. See you next time.